Here we're going to look at topic 70, example 3, write an equation of a parabola. So the question, what is the equation of a quadratic function with vertex -2, 3 and y-intercept -1? So really in these type of problems, there's two things they're going to give you. They'll give you the vertex and then they'll give you a second point. In this case, it's the y-intercept. So remember, y-intercept would be 0, -1. They're always going to give you a second point. Sometimes it's y-intercept, sometimes it's not. If you look at the triad example, they tell you that it passes through the point -2, -1. It doesn't matter what that point is. As long as it's a point, the fact that it's the y-intercept makes no real difference in how you would do this problem. So don't treat it any differently if they, like in try it, where they give you just a regular point and not the y-intercept. So what is the equation of a quadratic function with vertex -2, 3 and y-intercept of -1? So what we're going to look at is we want to use vertex form where we have y is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug in some values. So remember your vertex is hk. We covered that in the last video. And then the y-intercept, whatever that second point is, that is x, y. So what I'm going to do is this h will be this number here. My k value is the y value of the vertex. My x value and my y value, which would be -1. And we just plug in the numbers and we solve for a. Once we know a, then we can use a, h, and k, and we can write this in a nice simplified vertex form, and we'll have the equation of the quadratic function. Okay, so the y value is going to be -1, just a series of substitution now. We don't know the a value, that's what we're looking for. X is going to be 0. H, be careful here. So we're going to subtract h, which is -2. So I'm going to put that in parentheses. Really, I should put anything as substitute in parentheses, but you get the idea. Squared plus k, which is 3. So let's go back to our highlighting. So we'll follow along here. And now we just simplify this and we solve for a. So -1 equals a. This would become 0 plus 2 squared plus 3. So we'd get 2 squared plus 3. 2 squared would be 4, so we have 4a plus 3. Subtract 3 from each side. -4 equals 4a. Divide by 4, and a equals -1. Okay. So we have our a value. And what I can do is I can just plug everything back into, or not everything. We only care about the a, h, and k at this point. So we would say y is equal to -1 times x minus, so I'm going to substitute, parentheses again, h, which we said was -2, plus k, which is 3. All right, let's stick with our colors here. So we wind up with y is equal to -1, x plus 2 squared plus 3. And one of the good things to check here is make sure that your vertex matches up. My vertex is -2, 3, which I have. And then this -1 tells me that my graph should open upwards. If I have a vertex here, this is kind of my axis of symmetry, right? It's going to go through here, which means that I should have a point, and my graph should look something like this. All right, it doesn't have to be exact, but this is what your graph would look like. It should open downwards, which is what my a value tells me happens. So there's a good chance I got this right. Really, all you're looking to do is they're going to give you the vertex and a point. Again, in the try it, they give you the point. In this example, they give you the y-intercept. But either way, plug in your x, your y, your h, and your k, solve for the a value, and then once you know what a is, your final answer you'll have in vertex form. This is vertex form, where we have our a, h, and k. And that's it.